the shoulders a little bit. So take your strap, you place the strap in each hand, and we're gonna open up our shoulders this way. So always making sure that they're open wide enough that you don't bend your elbows as you go back. So reaching the arms overhead, you're squeezing the shoulders back and down. So like, I know my shoulders are tight today, so I'm gonna have them nice and wide for a little bit and just kind of give myself extra space. Thinking about rolling the shoulders up, back and down, squeezing the shoulders together. And keep rotating just like that, forward and backwards, without bending the elbows. If you have to bend the elbows, you gotta open those hands wider, but just keep reaching up and back. Just finding a little bit of movement. And so after you do this a couple of rounds, you'll just naturally start to feel like it's flowing a little bit smoother. Once you feel like it's going a little smoother, you're gonna wanna start bringing the hands in a little bit. So it doesn't have to be anything serious. Just maybe shimmy them in about an inch or two, see where you're at. And then reach the arms overhead, squeeze the shoulders, roll back and down, and we'll stay here for a little bit. So it should feel challenging. So if you're doing it and it feels way too easy, you should bring the hands in. But it should feel challenging, and you sometimes will feel like here's some cracks in the shoulders, and that's a good thing. You're just breaking up whatever needs to be broken up, finding that range of motion again. And bring it in just a little bit more if you can, and we only got a few more rounds. Okay, last 2 rounds. Okay, so let that go. Next, we're gonna move on to do an eagle pose. So that's where you have your hands out. You're gonna have your elbow inside of your arm. So you're crossing the arms, reaching up, and you're trying to clasp your hands. So fingers intertwine the best you can. So if you're really tight, you're probably not gonna be able to do that, and that's okay. You could be right here, that's fine. You're just trying to see if one day you can get there. And then you want to bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. So elbows in line with shoulders, and then from here, push your hands away from your face, but without dropping the shoulders. So if you're pushing away and you're dropping, you want to move those elbows in line with your shoulders and push out. Last 2 breaths. Good, release, shake that out, let it go. Same thing, other side, just switch arms. See if one side feels tighter than the other. So this side for me is definitely much tighter. So I can feel it pulling. So I'm gonna bring my elbows up to my shoulders and push my hands out as much as I can on this side. This side for me is challenging. Good, release, shake that up. All right, so getting back into those shoulder blades all in the front part, we're gonna go to cow face pose. So you can use a strap if you want. So it's right arm into the air, bend the elbow, use your left hand, press it down. So I'm gonna use a strap today because I know I'm tight, but you don't have to. You wanna reach behind and you wanna clasp the fingers if you can. If not, you take that strap and you wanna pull down, trying to get the elbow behind the head. So if you find yourself rounding out and hunching over, you want to do your best to straighten up. Actively bring the elbow behind the head. Use the back of the head to push back. Good, release, shake that out. Let's do the same thing other side. Left arm into the air. If you're using your strap, put your strap in your hand. Reach behind and pull down. So seeing how close you can get your hands. Pulling down, bringing the elbow behind the head, nice proud chest, lifting the head as high as you can. Last few breaths. Good, release, shake that out. All right, let's find a little bit of space in our neck because that also pulls down on our shoulder blades. So cross your legs, rest your hands on top of your knees, close the eyes. You're just gonna roll the head around in circles. So we'll start by dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you do wanna feel a stretch in the neck. Give yourself time there. Maybe tilting the chin up towards the ceiling, just lengthening everything. And then dropping your chin down to your chest. And then left ear, left shoulder, so now you're lengthening that whole right side. And then gently roll the head around, finding that stretch in your throat. And go as slowly as you need. So knowing that when your neck is tight, it will pull on your shoulder blades. So everything is connected. You just try to find space anywhere you can. Space in the throat. And then rotate it the other direction. Then leave your chin down to your chest and we'll clasp our hands. We're going to place our hands behind our head. This is also going to lengthen your neck. So placing the hands behind the head, squeezing the elbows into touch and dropping the chin down, rounding out the shoulders, creating a nice C curve with the spine. Maybe wiggle around the side body at the same time. Rotating the head from left to right. Good, release those hands. Let's place our right hand on top of our left knee, left hand behind, taking a twist, so lifting the chest up, peeling back the left shoulder, rotating your gaze beyond that left shoulder as far back as you can. Release, switching other side. Left hand goes to that right knee. Right hand goes behind you. Lift the chest up, over. Good, release. Let's find a nice stretch for our side body. So place your left hand beside you. Move that left hand a little bit away from you. Reach the right arm into the air and then peel open that right side body. So the further you move your hand away from you, the deeper you'll go. The more you bend your elbow, the deeper you'll go. But you're finding that stretch on the right side body. Maybe turning your gaze up towards the ceiling. Releasing and switching to the other side. So left arm goes into the air. Extend that right hand away from you as deep as you want to go. Maybe bending the elbow, making sure you're rotating your gaze and chest up. One more each side. Find the stretch in the right side body. And switch. Good, release. Find your way to your tabletop. Let's go through just a couple rounds of our cat-cows, which is really nice to open up the spine. So your wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhaling, crown of head up towards the ceiling. Find the stretch in your belly. Pause here, really exaggerating the movement, feeling like you're pulling your chest through your arms. And then Bring it all in. You're drawing your belly button up towards the ceiling, tucking your chin in. And again, inhale, crown of head to ceiling. Tucking navel to spine. One more. Find the stretch in your belly. Pull it in. Good, let's go ahead and thread the needle. Also really great for your shoulders. So reaching the right arm into the air, turning your gaze up towards the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Take that right arm, thread it underneath, bring that right shoulder all the way down. Hips stay stacked over your knees. Reach that left arm into the air, and you can just hold it there, peeling back the left shoulder, or you can practice trying to grab the inside of the right thigh, whatever feels good for you. Just focusing on trying to bring the chest up. Release back to your cat-cows. To reset, inhaling crown of head to ceiling, tucking navel to spine. Switching other side, left arm into the air, peeling it open, squeezing the shoulder blades, threading it through, left shoulder down, right arm goes into the air. Good, release back to those cat-cows. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice, let's walk our hands all the way out, come on to our bellies. This is a double stretch for your shoulders as well as your low back. So on your belly, arms extended, airplane wings, palms down. Right leg goes back behind you, kneecap up towards the ceiling, and rock that cheek back a little bit. You can relax the head. You just want to find a little bit of a rocking motion. You want to feel like maybe you found a crack in the low back, or maybe it just feels good on the chest and shoulders. Switching to the other side. So doing the same thing, just rotating over. Left leg down, sole of the foot down, kneecap up towards the ceiling. One more each side. Good, other side. Okay, come back to center, but you're lying on your belly. You're gonna bring your hands right outside your mat, coming up onto your fingertips. You're gonna inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders up, back, and down so the feet stay down. Squeeze your bum, lift as high as you can. And then drop just the right shoulder all the way down. Left elbow stays nice and high. Relax the head. Coming up to center. And switching. One more up to center. And release. Press it back. Take your child's pose. Knees nice and wide, big toes to touch. Extend those arms out in front of you. Drop your forehead down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Roll all the way back up. So we're going to focus on opening the shoulders as well as focusing on the legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the legs now by using the strap. So we open up the shoulders a lot, so that's a really great way if you feel tight to just use about 5 movements to find a little bit of space there. But to open up the legs, a really easy, simple way to find a lot of space in the legs without exerting a lot of energy is to use a strap. Or whatever you have. You can have the towel, you can have a tie, It doesn't matter, anything that you can grab that's long enough. So you're gonna lie on your back. So you're gonna draw that right knee into your chest. You're gonna place the strap on the ball of the right foot. We're gonna spend some time opening up the hamstrings, also the hips. So using this strap, it seems like it wouldn't do much, but it's doing so much for you because it's focusing on a lot of different areas. You wanna think about sucking in the belly and tucking that tailbone down. And then with your hand, you wanna bring your hands as close to your belly, rolling the shoulders down the back on your first round. So the first round is really gentle. You're flexing the toes towards your face. You're doing this so you can find a stretch in your calf. And it's just kind of like waking up that backside body. So if you do feel really tight in your hamstrings or even low back or calves, it's really nice, like wake up to the body to use the strap. So just kind of scan the back of that leg, close the eyes maybe. Just noticing what it feels like in the hamstring for you, the back of the knees. What does it feel like in the calves? Then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to reach up as far as you can towards your toes. And you can even wrap the strap around twice and it'll give you a little bit more of a sturdier feeling if you want. And then you're going to open the legs out to the right. So your left hand will go on top of your left hip. This is to remind you to hold your low back down. So if you're super tight, you might find yourself turning over. And if that's happening, plant the sole of the left foot. Focus on drawing the belly button down. And then that leg goes out to the right, flexing the toes towards the face so you're getting a nice stretch to the inside of the right thigh. If you don't need the foot down, the leg is nice and long. So you want this to be active. You want to be pulling up and out at the same time. So you just don't want your legs just plopping on the floor. You want it to be active. So you want to find that stretch in the inside of the right thigh. Again, close the eyes, just see what's going on. Where does it feel tight? And then bring the leg back to center. Take your left hand, place your left hand around the straps. Right hand rests right on top of that right hip. So super important in this one, we're stretching our IT band, which runs from your hip all the way down. You're not going to lift your low back off. So you're just bringing the leg over to the left about an inch or two, which is about that much. It's not too much. It's very small. It's subtle. You just want to feel a stretch happening somewhere around here. Keep that low back glued down. If you lift your low back off, make sure you tuck it back down. Hold it here. Sometimes you'll feel it all the way down your knee. Just depends on how tight you are, but it starts in the hip, runs all the way down the side. But when this is too tight, sometimes you have some low back pain. Sometimes you have some knee pain. So it's really nice to find space in the IT bands to loosen everything up. Then draw the leg all the way back to center, but this time you're going to reach up with your hands and try to go as close to your toes as you can. But at the same time, you do want to try to be pressing your shoulder blades down. So if you're reaching up and your whole head and everything is off, I'd recommend lowering it back down, just reaching up the best you can, holding it here with your eyes closed. So you're drawing that right leg in. You should feel something in the hamstrings happening for you. Good, release. Let that right leg relax all the way down. So if you don't look at your feet, but you have your legs side by side, you might notice that one leg is now longer than the other. So if I have my feet side by side, as long as I don't lift up and look, I can feel that my right leg now is longer. So I've lengthened everything on my right hand side. My right leg is longer than my left. So now we're gonna make it even. So you might notice that about you, but if you lift your head and look, you alter the position of your hips and then it doesn't seem that way. So you have to do it kind of with the eyes closed, just feeling it out. So now the right side is lengthened. We're gonna make the left side lengthen the same way. Place the strap on the ball of the left foot. We'll do the same thing. So your first round, shoulders stay down. You're bringing your hands close to your belly. So I wanted to point out that lengthening thing because while the strap seems like it's easy work, especially like as far as in yoga goes, there's things like this that if you hold long enough, that's when you find like the most change. You don't always have to be moving the body a ton. You can go really slow and find certain things that help you lengthen, and then you'll find more of a relief for your body. So now we're on the left-hand side. Close the eyes for this left-hand side. Bring the hands close to the belly. Flex the toes towards your face. Just start to notice what it feels like on the left-hand side. Does this side feel tighter for you than the other side? And then place both straps in that left hand, bringing that left hand as far up to that left foot as you can. Open that leg out to the left. Right hand rests on top of right hip. Finding that stretch to the inside of your left thigh. Noticing the differences between the left and the right. Feel free to plant that right foot if you're super tight, if it feels incredibly uncomfortable. And then one day you work on having a nice long leg. Keep the low back glued down, belly button tucked in. And then go ahead and bring the straps to that right hand. Left hand rests on top of left hip, just moving it over about an inch or two. Leave the low back glued down, tuck that tailbone under. Then bring the leg back to center. Go ahead and reach up as far as you can to your feet. Roll the shoulders down the back. Good, release. Place that strap down beside you. And draw both knees into your chest. Give yourself a minute. Take your happy baby, so soles of the feet face the ceiling. Knees outside the arms and elbows. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll the shoulders down the back. You're just working on getting the knees a little closer to the floor beside you. Good. Draw the knees back into center. You're going to roll yourself all the way up to seated. Then come onto your knees. Let's take a nice stretch for our calves. So you're in your hands and knees in your tabletop position. Extend the right leg straight back behind you and send that right heel down, lengthening your calf. And switching other side, left leg straight back behind you. Send that left heel down. Good, release. We're going to go ahead and go straight into a lizard pose on the right hand side. So you're just going to extend that right foot all the way up towards your hands. Both hands are inside the right foot. You're going to turn your toes out towards the right a little bit. Notice that my left leg is all the way down to the mat, nice and relaxed. So give yourself a few moments here, maybe to rock a little bit, noticing if you feel tight in that left hip flexor. And then if you feel like you can go lower, you can grab your blocks and rest your forearms on your blocks, or you can go all the way down. But once you go down, or once you figure out where you want to be, you want to stay there. So you want to close the eyes, relax the back of your neck, and just kind of breathe into all those areas that feel really tight right now, that maybe feel like they're pulling or they're sore. How can you soften that area with your breath, just relaxing into it? Last 2 breaths. Good, come on up onto your hands. Move that right knee back, so you're back in your tabletop position. Just switch legs. So left leg comes forward, you're taking that lizard pose, other side. So when you're ready, you're lowering down. Think about sending your breath to the areas that are tight. Make sure your back leg's nice and long, so you're pushing it back behind you as far as you can. Last 2 breaths. Good, go ahead and release. You can press back, come out of that. We're gonna move right into our frog pose. So this is gonna help open our hips. So you're in that tabletop position. You wanna open your knees as wide as you can. Make sure your knees are resting on something. So your ankles are in line with your knees, toes are out to the side, and you just practice lowering down onto your forearms. Doing your best to get your belly nice and low, your chest nice and low, without really moving forward or backwards, but just opening up the elbows wider and laying down. So we have 4 more breaths here. Close the eyes, soften the hips, soften the inside of the thighs. Good, slowly come out of that by bringing those heels together, engaging the core, drawing those knees back in together. Go ahead and transition to sitting on the heels. So we're gonna go into hero's pose. If you have any low back trouble or you have any ankle trouble, you can also place a towel or some throw pillows behind you. But your goal is to not sit on your heels, but open your feet enough that your toes are still going straight back. So making sure you're not turning your toes out to the side, but your toes are going straight back. Open your knees the width of your mat, and see how low you can sit on the mat if you can. Again, make sure you find adjustments if you need. So if you need to use your throw pillows or something, do so. And put those hands back behind you and see how far back you can lean. So if this feels like it's enough today, then just close the eyes and relax the back of the neck. Find a stretch in your throat and be here. If you feel like this is too easy and you want something more intense, you see if you can lower down to your forearms. If you can get down to your forearms, same thing, relax the back of the neck. Open up the throat. So wherever you're at, we have 3 more breaths. Good, gently begin to come on out of that. and just come all the way down onto your bum. We're gonna find our way to a double pigeon, which is really great for opening up the hips. So you're gonna have your left leg out in front of you, have it at a parallel angle. You're gonna take that right heel and you're gonna literally place it on top of your left knee. So notice how I didn't move my foot. So you don't want your heel towards your bum, you want it to stay there. And you just work on bringing the right knee down to the ankle, okay? So it should feel challenging, you should feel it in your hips. Just make sure that you're not drawing that foot in, because if you draw the foot in, it's super easy to bring that knee down. What makes it more challenging is trying to keep this parallel shape here. So ankle over knee is called double pigeon. You're leaning the body weight forward. If you're super tight, you might not be able to do that. So I'd recommend just holding the leg and rocking it, drawing it in as close to you as you can. If you can, at least get the heel somewhere on the leg, even if the knee's up here, it's okay. You're gonna use your hands and start to lean your body weight forward as much as you possibly can. If you're super flexible, then you start to bring your head all the way down to the floor. In the beginning, I like to just kind of rest my forearms on my legs, using that as the body weight pressing forward. If I feel real flexible one day, I'll start to bring my head all the way down, but each day is different. You just gotta go nice and slow, listen to your body. Never force your body to do something it did yesterday just because you could do it. If it's not feeling right today, you wanna stay away from it. Good, go ahead and lean back out of that and just switch legs. So same thing, other side, placing the ankle on top of the knee and leaning the body weight forward. So you're stacking, making sure if it feels too easy, you're probably doing it wrong. It's ankle over knee, lean the body weight forward. Notice if one side feels easier for you than the other. So if one leg is stacked on top, is it easier for you? Good, release that, extend both legs all the way out in front of you. You're gonna reach on grabbing your toes. If you can't grab your toes, you grab that strap again, you place it on the ball of your feet and pull the chest down. Use it as leverage and pull. You wanna feel a lengthening in the back of the knees and the hamstrings. So be where you need to be. Good, release that. You're gonna find your way to your butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet to touch, finding that diamond shape with the legs, taking your hands, holding your feet as if you are opening a book. So those soles of the feet turn towards you. You're gonna lean your chest down, trying to bring your forehead as close to your heels as you can. So use your forearms, press those knees down. Sometimes you can give it a little rocking from side to side to loosen up if you need. But then you wanna practice pushing those knees down as much as you can, eventually allowing the head to just drop nice and low. You got 4 more breaths here, so keep trying to bring your forehead, your head as close to your heels as you possibly can. So keeping it active, so you're pulling the head down, pushing the knees at the same time. Good, release, let that go. Go ahead and roll onto your back, drawing the knees into the chest. And then go ahead and taking a twist. So knees go to the left, your gaze goes towards the right. You want your shoulders all the way down. Use your left hand and press the top of that right knee down. Find that deep twist. And other side. So knees go to the right. Your gaze is to the left. You're using that right hand, placing it on top of your knees, taking that twist. Coming back to center, find your way to your happy baby one more time. Soles of the feet face the ceiling, knees outside the arms and elbows. Roll those shoulders down the back, tuck the tailbone under, keep the low back glued down. At the same time, trying to bring your knees closer to the floor beside you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then just relax the feet down and relax Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet touching, drawing those heels up and in as much as you can, knees nice and wide. You can rest the arms beside you, eyes are closed. And begin to allow yourself to forget about that physical piece and see if you can just come into this moment of stillness. So the eyes are closed. Gently scanning the body, making sure everything is relaxed. Drawing the awareness to the breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly. Making sure everything's relaxed from the toes to the top of the head. Even relaxing the muscles in the face. Releasing your tongue from the roof of the mouth. Allowing your eyelids to be heavy. Allowing the forehead to be relaxed. Making sure there's no tension in between the eyebrows. So the face is soft and relaxed. And the body is soft and relaxed. And just leave the body alone, enjoying this moment of peace. Then begin to take a deep breath in through your nose, opening the mouth and exhaling, and drawing awareness to your toes and begin to wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, and gently begin to rock the head from side to side. When you're ready, slowly with the eyes closed, roll to the right hand side and find your fetal position and just pause there for a moment. Just gently taking a moment to thank yourself. Thank yourself for showing up to your practice, for doing something good for your body. And gently rise to seated with the eyes closed. You'll place the left hand at your heart, right hand on top of your left. Press into your chest.
Feel the warmth of your hands and your body. And silently say to yourself, I am powerful. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Holding this feeling of peace within your body. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you be whole. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.